Hello, and welcome to another episode of The Conversations. How's everyone doing today?
Woo!
All right, I am Sybil, the host here at Millspouse Conversations, the home of the fabulous, convolicious The Conversation, which is brought to you by our sponsor, USAA. In addition to this show here, we also have military spouse social hours. See, I'm excited about the social hours, right? It's a great time for everyone to come in and, hey, have some really nice conversations, meet other military spouses from around the globe, and just have a little bit of fun. Yes, honey, yes. All right, I'm not going to hold y'all up today because y'all know I have the gift of gab. We're going to go ahead and get started with our episode, our fourth episode, as we chat with you about your personal elevator pitch, how you introduce yourself to the world. Now, I have a question for my conversation starters before we get into this. Do you feel that you need an elevator pitch?
I should probably have one, but don't.
I mean, yes, but I just wing it. So
Yeah, I'm a wing it kind of person.
Hey, I feel you. Because a lot of times, people associate having an elevator pitch with business, or you're trying to interview for a job, or you're going to a job fair or networking event. And all of that is so very true, right? Your elevator pitch is you making an introduction to the world, whomever you're talking to. Hey, as military spouses, I feel this way. We are always pitching ourselves to someone, right? We're moving constantly. We're going to different military spouse events. Hey, you always pitching yourself. That's just me. I am the person pitching myself to someone in the grocery store because I strike up a conversation with anybody about anything. And I'm always ready to tell them about who I am. But that's because I have the gift of gab. But what do you think is important when you are pitching yourself to someone? Or when let's not say pitching, when you're introducing yourself to others? What key elements do you think are important?
I think definitely mentioning what you enjoy, what brings you happiness, what your hobbies are, things that are specifically about you and not just the roles or the hats that you wear, which is what I do all the time. And it's just that nervousness when someone's like, introduce yourself or tell me about yourself. I freeze, 100% freeze. And I just list I'm a mom, I'm this, I'm that. And yes, those are things that I am, but those are hats I wear. Those are roles I play. That's not necessarily who I am, what my passions are, what I'm into, that type of stuff. So, yeah.
You hit the nail on the head right there, because I can't tell you how many people you meet, and the first thing they do is tell you about everyone else in their family. Hey, look, I want to know Grace. Okay, you're a mom. Great. You work here, you do this, but who are you? When we go out to dinner, I want to know. Wait, first of all, I want to know if we're going to even go out to dinner together. Because we may not have any interest to go.
And you might not want to come to the buffet with me. So
No, Julie, I do not want to go to the buffet. Anna asked that question in the group, didn't you?
Yes, I really wanted to know. Because I love a good buffet, but that'll get us off topic. So, but after experiencing COVID, I just don't think I can bring myself to it.
If the food's good, it's worth it.
So, Grace, since you answered the question first, go ahead and introduce yourself.
Oh gosh, no, Sybil. I am the worst at introducing myself. You know what I wanted out of this episode? I wanted to hear everybody else so I can get some tips and pointers because I am the worst, the worst. And it's sad too because I go to so many seminars and events and male spouse conversation type stuff where you're like talking and, all those different things. And I'm just like, I don't know. I'm Grace. Ask me something. So I'm not going to introduce myself and I'm going to be listening to everybody else's because I suck at it.
Well, I think when you are doing your self introductions, it's very important to say things that will make you stand out from the crowd, right? What will make me remember you? That's what I'm always looking for. If you start telling me about 20 million things, I have lost you, literally. Like when I think of an elevator pitch, 30 to 45 minutes. That's the rule when it comes to business. Oh, why did I say minutes? Seconds, yes.
If you're going to just talk for 45 minutes straight, I don't know.
Good catch, Julie. Yes, seconds. Now, I can talk to you for 30 minutes straight. But yes, 30 to 45 seconds. Yes, thank you. And you're highlighting all the essential things you want people to know about you. So for me, when I do my pitch, when I meet people, I'm like, oh, hey, I'm Sybil. I'm a stroke warrior. I'm a Tennessee gal. Go Vols! I'm the owner of Male Spouse Conversations, and I like to chill and relax. You want to go eat? That's my spiel. You want to go shop for some shoes? Yeah, that is on.
I find that the question that usually starts everything off is being military spouses and I'm living in a military town is, where are you originally from? Like, we're all here in Tennessee, but where did you start out? Like, where are you from? Like, where'd you grow up? Like, and that kind of gets the ball rolling of like, oh, I'm from, Alaska, or I'm from Florida, or I'm from, and then
Tennessee.
From there, yeah. And then it kind of goes into like, what do you do? And,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know that necessarily like when you first meet someone, I don't know that it's like, oh, and these are the things that I like. I think that just comes out naturally as you get to know someone. But if you were doing like not dating, sorry, like friendship stuff, like to me, that's when I think, oh, that's when you would say everything like real quickly, like everything about you really quickly. So like if I were doing that, I would probably be like, hi, I'm Julie. I am a freelance writer. I love to go to the movies. I love to read. I am a boy mom. I'm a special needs mom. I have dogs. I love dogs. I've been a military spouse for 16 years. I was an Army spouse, and now I'm a National Guard spouse. And I'm originally from California, but now I live in Tennessee, and we lived in Germany. That's probably where all at once.
Mm-hmm.
And then you could take any of those things that I said.
Mm-hmm.
You could be like, oh, I have a special needs kid too. Or you could be like, oh, I love to read too. Or whatever piece of that you're drawn to.
Yes.
I'm hoping you'll connect to something there.
Mm-hmm.
You could be like, well, I like cats. I'm from Florida. And
yeah, no, don't tell me that. No.
No. And then it's like, and I hate the movies. Okay, well,
yeah,
I don't know.
You give those highlights. And really, when I think of the introductions, it's sharing things that are important to you as an individual, right? Things that you want people to know about you right out the gate.
So do those things change dependent on where you are? So for example, you're at a welcome aboard at a new installation, and then you're at a all girls night out, but you have to introduce yourself. What do those differences look like? Do any of y'all have?
Yeah, I think like like when my kids were younger, it was more like kid focused, like
Mhm.
because I was trying to make those friends, and it's like, oh, I have a 2-year-old and a 6-year-old and an 8-year-old. Oh, I have a
Mhm.
7-year-old and a 9-year-old. Oh, that's so cool. Do they like Fortnite? Like that kind of thing. I don't know, and like versus if I was going to like some blogging thing, I probably wouldn't go into detail about my special need kids if I was at a blogging conference. Maybe that would come up, but I probably wouldn't like start off with that. Whereas like if I was in a setting with other, like if it was a mom based thing, then I would probably bring that up. So I just kind of depends on like, I guess what the goal is. Like,
Right.
is it to network? Is it to make
Exactly.
friends? Is it to volunteer with these people? Like, I don't know.
Yeah, it all depends on the location. Hello, Karen. Karen Hurd said, "Hello, ladies. Hello. You want to drop your introduction in the comments? We want to know who you are." Mhm. Go ahead.
It's definitely a good topic for mil spouses because we do move so much usually. I mean, some don't, but most of us do move a lot, and you're meeting new people, whether it's other military spouses or just people in the community. So you get used to reintroducing yourself, but it is also something that you kind of don't think about. Like I said before the show, I was telling you guys I would kind of wing it. But if I were to really think about it and think, okay, what are those things I would want people to know out the gate without having to do any kind of guesswork, I would probably, of course, say where I'm from. I'm from Virginia.
Mhm.
My goal in life is to be a good person. Doesn't always work out, but usually when I'm doing things, my ultimate goal is to be a good person, but it doesn't always, especially when I'm dealing with my 13-year-old. I love dogs. I'm definitely a dog person. I met my spouse when I was in high school, and we've been together ever since. Those are the things I would probably start off saying. And I'm definitely more on the boring, lazy side. So I do like to hang out at home on my couch, watching a good movie. I'm not one for painting the town red usually, like maybe every once in a while, but not all the time. I would get too tired.
Right. We have to be in by 8:30. That's
Right.
bedtime.
Yes. That's me.
Yes.
I'm the one with that banner. I think you posted it, Sybil, the banner up at your party that it looks like, how you would have like a happy birthday sign or something, but it said, please leave by 9.
I almost wonder if we were more like honest about those things, it would just save time. Like,
Yes.
I'm in bed by 9. So
Yes. I'm going to need you to be walking out the door around.
just so you know.
I turn into a zombie
Yes.
after 8 p.m. That's probably something else I should tell people,
That's so
But
true,
not me.
Julie.
Now, I will say one thing that I notice a lot with military spouses is when they begin to introduce themselves. So I'm not going to pick on anyone. I'm just going to pick on myself. A lot of times what I see is, oh, I'm Sybil. My husband is so-and-so, and he does so-and-so. And everything begins to focus on that active duty member's life. Look, let me just say it. I don't want to know anything about your spouse. I don't. I'm not trying to be your spouse's friend. I don't want to be his friend. As a matter of fact, I will probably never talk to him.
Right.
I might say, hi. I'm like, hi, is Anna ready? Because we're going to shopping. So we need to go. But otherwise, I'm not going to
sometimes I think that might be so the spouse is like trying to find another spouse whose husband is doing the same thing. Like, it's another way to relate.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of see it like that sometimes. like, oh, my husband's infantry. Is your husband infantry? You know, like we can connect over that. Or my husband's in supply, you know. Is your husband in supply? So I've seen kind of that chatter, like, and that's just another element to it. And I know that's different than just going off on all the things your husband or your spouse does, but like I just wanted to bring that up because that popped in my head. It was like, well, sometimes you're just kind of like throwing it out there, like, is your husband special forces? Like, is your husband, you know, is your spouse like do this certain thing because it's challenging for me, and I'd love to talk to someone else who gets that. So
Yes, that is understandable. But I'm also like, hey, let me get to know you.
Right.
Let's talk about you. You have 30 seconds. In the first 30 seconds, tell me about you. Now, if I could tell you all about your spouse, I have questions.
Be friends with the spouse.
My question is, hey, we're not doing matchmaker here. That's not what we're doing. Don't be. Let's. Sorry, Nashina looked at me like. But that has gone through my mind. I'm not even going to lie. When I was brand new, when a brand new male spouse, and I had someone rattle all that off to me, I'm like, are you trying to introduce me to your spouse? Hey, no, look. Can you tell me about you? I want to be your friend. I am not trying to hang out with your husband. I don't want no mess. But now that I've been in the game for a while, I understand they are trying to find that commonality.
Yeah, like I think that's sometimes what it is. And then, I mean, other times it's not, obviously. But
but I just think it's important that as military spouses, that when we are introducing ourselves to other people, that we are introducing ourselves, not our spouse, not our family, not our kids, and not going through the list of things, as Grace was saying, all the things that she is. No, let's talk about you. Let's get to know you. I know you're a mom. All right, check. You're a wife. Check. Got it.
But what I really need to know is what Hogwarts house you belong in.
What I really want to know is, you like shopping for shoes? That's what I want to know. And that is, I'm sorry, I'm fine. I'm being funny today. But I do tell people that in my intro. Hey, Sybil, because I run out of things to say. So I'm like, yeah, and I like shoes. And I'm fishing to see, hey, you gonna be a shopping buddy for me? I can use your name when my husband asked me why I bought 5 more pairs of shoes. Because Anna told me. She said they look good. What about you, Nikita? What do you have to say about introductions? And how do you introduce yourself?
I don't. I don't. You see, I don't. It's the last thing on my mind when I meet people. Hey, let me talk about myself. Like, never have I ever thought that. Like, I just don't. I don't have an elevator pitch. I don't have like I don't know. I just show up to stuff and I eat the hors d'oeuvres and I drink coffee. They don't have anything. I kind of just sit there and listen to everybody else. I don't like. I feel like I do have a pitch for work. Like, you know, for work. Like if I'm going on a job interview, then I've researched the company, the position, and I'm really just trying to tell the person. I'm trying to communicate to them why I would be a good fit and why I would add value to their company. And then I'm trying to ask them what they're going to give me for that value. Like, because I didn't like the numbers that was on your little thing that said how much I was going to get paid. And I want to negotiate that subtly. I want to let you know we going to have to come back to these numbers. Like, but subtly. Not, you know, I'm not blatant with it, but just little, like, you know, and they're like, you know, is this negotiable, you know? But when I meet people, I have never, like when this was mentioned as a topic, I was like, Grace, I was like, let me show up to this because I have never heard of that in social settings because I don't network well, I don't think. I do network, but maybe more organically,
Mm-hmm.
you know. Like I like to float around the room and talk to people and stuff, but I don't introduce myself like,
Wait, so what do
hey,
you
I'm
say when you
Nishita,
just
and I
floating
have a
around?
whole list of things I
You
am
just floating
doing.
around? What are you doing? You don't say anything. You just float up to
Like,
people, you sit at the table
yeah,
and move on.
well, no, it's like, when you're in a social setting, usually there's like a bar, there's like people are standing around talking. And if I see somebody over there, I know, like, I'll float over there and say, hey, what y'all, hey, you know, but I don't come prepared. Like, I'm Nishita and I went to so and so university and I'm this and that. Like, I've never thought about that. I would die if somebody like start asking me questions like that. I'd be like, so do you want a drink? Because I'm going to the bar. Like, I would try to escape. I don't like it. I don't have an elevator pitch at it. And then I thought, dang, I'm this old. Maybe I need one. You know what I mean? Maybe. So I'm also not looking for friends either. A lot of people are looking for friends. I'm more looking for conversation. So what are y'all talking about? I want to know. What's on your mind? You know what I mean? What are you guys thinking about? You know what I'm saying? What's going on? What's the hot topic? What's happening? Like that. Like, even when I walk up to people, I don't think like, what do you do? Who's your husband? Where you work at? I never think about that stuff. I'm just like, I don't know what I'm thinking about. I'm just thinking about what the person's saying to me, I guess. Then if they talk about themselves, well, hey, we could talk about that. But I'm not going to be the one being like, I just don't share like that at first. Like,
So if someone
I don't
said,
share like
oh,
that.
tell me about yourself.
Right. I'd be like, oh, I'm Nishita. And I live over there. Like, I'm not tell you about myself what? Like, that's like, I get suspicious when people, I'll be like, is this an interview? You know what I mean?
See,
Start feeling
I'd
like,
say too much. I think I'm the opposite. I just blabbermouth.
no, I do talk. Now I could talk now. Silver knows I could talk. I start talking. But I'm not really like giving a list of myself. Mostly talking. Like I said, I'm having a conversation. I'm just having a conversation. A lot of times people are like, do that was so and so's wife. And I'm like, so I ain't know. I was just talking to them. Like, even in social settings, like in the private sector, I don't know. I think I'm interested in people. I want to know what they have to say, but I think I don't show up thinking about introducing myself, if that makes sense. Because I think I'm supposed to do it because of networking purposes, like I said, but I just can't do it. I don't know. I think I can't do it, but I think I haven't done it. Like Grace said, I'm just here to learn. I'm just here to be like, what do you say?
I'm with Nishita. I feel like when I go to something, whether it's like meet friends or, something, I don't know, just a social event. I don't like it when, we're sitting around and we're like, introduce yourselves. I like it when we walk into the event, everybody's everywhere. Everybody's already having little conversations. You kind of pick out, I don't know, you just have this feeling, right? Of like, ooh, I'm going to talk to these people. Or, ooh, I'm going to talk to those people. And then it just comes naturally. Whatever you're going to say, it's going to come out. Yeah, I don't like this, like, introduce, listen to, because I just feel like it's not genuine, right? Like, people are thinking about this, right? I'm number 5 in line. So I'm listening to these 4 people, but I'm not really listening. I'm thinking about what the hell am I going to say, And so I don't know anything about them now because I was so stressed out about what I'm going to say. And it's probably nothing that's even relevant to myself. It's just something to say and get over that introduction. That's where I'm at with elevator pitches
like
and introducing myself,
It's very
but if
awkward.
I can just, if I could just be genuine and walk up to someone and be like, hey, I'm so-and-so, right? My name. And then they're going to say, hey, and they're going to follow up with something. And then that's just going to get the
it's kind of like a tennis match. You kind of
you go back and forth, but you leave it all to me, man, you're going to get some random, I don't know what out of my mouth. And it's probably not going to be a good introduction. Yeah, you're probably not going to want to talk to me because you're like, what? She said what?
She's crazy. What is she doing?
I thrive in that like natural, let me go up to someone. I feel comfortable. Even though if I don't know you, I might feel comfortable. Your face might be friendly and I walk up to you, we're going to have a conversation, And so I really struggle with that. Sit down and introduce yourself. And I am so grateful for everybody who knows how to do that, because sometimes I am actually listening and then I can do it, so.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
see,
Grace,
I'm on the same page with Grace. Like,
yeah.
that's what I mean, float around the room. I don't, it makes me uncomfortable when people put me on the spot. And it makes me
Mhm.
uncomfortable when I feel like I have to show up and introduce myself. Like, I don't
Yes.
even know you like that. Like, that's how I feel like I'm not, and I might say something weird. You know what I mean? Like, just like weird.
Yeah.
And everybody's like, and they're like, oh, does anybody want a drink? I'm going to the bar. Then I have to escape. You see what I mean? Like, that's how I feel. But talking,
But see,
blah,
that
blah,
is
blah.
why I mentioned that I like heels, right? Because it's that little icebreaker. It's funny. I mean, it's the truth, but going around the room, okay, tell us about yourself. I'm Sybil from Tennessee. Well, now I add the stroke warrior in it. I own Meal Spots Conversations, and I like heels, right? Because, hey, it takes that weirdness away, because it's the same. It's like, now I'm uncomfortable. What do you really want to know? Because it's in a social setting.
And it makes you approachable. It makes you approachable, because when when you kind of close off and don't say too much, it might put off that persona that that you're not approachable. So I think
people approach me all the time.
No, she does, like,
don't
come over here.
People tell me their business. People approach me all the time. I'm not lying. Like, on the street, people talk. Like, I could just be walking the dog. Somebody's gonna talk to me. Like, I don't have a problem with people talking to me or being not approachable, but I do have a problem with these probing questions. Like, why are you questioning? I gotta introduce myself. You know how when you be in class, you go to class now, okay, everybody has to introduce themselves. I'm like, I'm the Sheeta, and I'm not telling you anything. Like, that's
all secret. You have to
The Sheeta suspect of everybody.
I'm not suspect just until they start questioning me. Like,
what is this, an interrogation?
Yes, that's how I feel like. I didn't ask you no questions. I just asked you, did you like the dip?
See, I went
Can
to
we
this
sign
event
up for
one
stuff
time.
later?
Yeah. I went to this event one time,
Yeah.
and as you walked in, they handed you a card that had a question, and that was your introduction question. And I felt so much more at ease because I didn't have to come up with something. I could just answer a straight question with my name, and that's it. It was so much better. It took that pressure off. That's really what it comes down to, is that pressure for me.
So Karen in the comments says, she said, some people are quiet and they're not going to tell you about themselves. You'll need to figure that out on your own.
That's the Sheeta.
But
You
yeah,
have to figure that out on your own. Which brings up a good topic, because then they're making assumptions. So
I don't have anything to do with what
don't
they're thinking.
care.
It's not my business what's going on in their brain, even if it's about me.
I love it.
None of my business.
None of my
business. None of my business. So, Grace, I'm going to ask you again.
Oh man. No, didn't we just go over adding more pressure? You're supposed to ask me questions.
Now she's gonna force everybody to do it, even though me and Grace are like,
oh man.
Grace is like, I'm not doing
it. Anyways, I would like to throw a flag on this play because we introduce ourselves all the time. You're always like, conversation starters, introduce yourself. I feel like, oh,
I'm gonna read my bio. It's over there.
Yes. This is like
I already had to type it.
Time. I'm not introducing myself. I'm out. I'm not doing it. No, I've done it. Read my bio. Like, no.
No,
get it off.
It's funny because
Grace. She's against us, Grace.
The other day, y'all, and I don't know if y'all saw this live, but I was trying to do a live here, and I forgot. I was like, shoot, I forgot my name. What's my name?
Yeah.
Wait. Oh, snap.
That's how I feel when people say, well, you're going to introduce yourself. I'm Bibbly Bob. I'm like, And then I walk away thinking, oh, I did not nail that at all. I have to spend the rest of the day ruminating about it, like, I really should have said this. Oh, I really should have said this. I sound dumb. Because when you sound dumb, people give you that look like.
I get that look all the time.
That's probably just because you're laughing a lot.
Yes, and I just laugh at myself. Now, one thing that I really suck at with elevator pitch or introductions is that, and this was really hard for me, and I'm working on it this year, y'all, is saying that I own a business, that I'm a business owner. I am horrible at that. I will tell you everything else about myself. Sybil, dang, why didn't you say?
Yeah.
Oh, I own MilSpouse Conversations. Like, I was literally talking to one of my neighbors the other day, and we were just chatting, having a casual conversation. And they asked the question, oh, tell me a little bit about you. So I told them where we moved from, told them everything. And I was like, really, Sybil? Walked in the house, was like, why didn't you tell them about MilSpouse Conversations? You live in doggone military housing.
Yeah.
Why didn't you give yourself a plug?
Yeah. I do the same thing. It's nerve wracking, I think, because it puts you out there, and then for me, it's like, okay, well, what's the is it going to make them feel awkward, or
like, what if they've heard of me and they don't like me?
Right, yeah. It's like just feel like you're putting that pressure on somebody else to respond or something. I don't know. Yeah, it's definitely, and it's like you're giving a piece of. I would think in your situation, Sybil, because you created those things, that's a huge piece of yourself, to offer out. But you should, because it is a piece of yourself. I mean, you grew it and created it, so.
Yeah, but I'm like, ooh, as Julie said, ooh, what if they don't like it? They're like, ooh, that's you.
But like, even
when
you think about it, like, first of all, even if someone just did not like your business or whatever, they're not going to say that. They're going to be like, oh, that's cute.
Yeah.
Right. And then whatever they say about you behind your back, it's not your business. So
it's not my business.
No,
I love it.
It's not your business. It doesn't matter. If people come to me and say, so-and-so said that about you, I'm like, I'm glad they told you. Because I would have had a comeback for that. And it's not my business now. I don't have to care. I think when you're in sales, though, you kind of have to sell.
Yeah.
Like if you have a product, you have to sell it. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I can't wait to get back to the States. Because like in the state, like out here, it's real restrictive what you could sell, where you could sell it. You have to have permission to do this and that. In the States, you could have a pop-up shop. You could have you could just pop up with your trunk open. I don't know, you might drive in some areas and do that everywhere. But you could just pop up. You can just pop up. You
with your trunk open.
It's true. You can pop open the trunk and have a whole Mary Kay display right there. Like anybody wants to make you could really sell to people. I mean, you got to get a permit for that also. I didn't get the legal advice either. Just letting y'all know. Don't be out here thinking you could just do that's called panhandling.
You got to get it approved by Base Legal.
Yes. Get a permit. But it's easier to get a permit. Like, you just go to the city, you get the permit. They tell you where you can and cannot pop up. Sometimes in a mall, you could go to the mall people and they'll let you pop up in their mall. Like, and you could just sell it to people. You know how when you walking past and people are like, hey, let me spray this on your hand. You're like,
oh, I hate that.
I'm allergic or something like that. You know what I mean? But that's what they're doing. They're like, hey, you want to buy this and that? I think it makes it so much easier. Because when you're like in the military, when everybody knows you, and then you're like, are you going to buy these products? And they're like, I got products to sell. You going to buy my products? And you're like,
then you got a product war.
Right.
I'll buy your product if you buy mine.
Or social, but that's not productive though. Because you had to give money to get money. Like the same amount, that's a wash. Yes. So when you're like, it's just a bunch of strangers, you just selling stuff to them. If they don't like it, they walk off and talk about you. You ain't heard it. Or if you did hear it, you like, whatever. Next person. You know what I mean? So I like that. It's just the part. you know, if I had to be like, I'm Nishita and this list of stuff, and then you guys gonna buy my products, no. But if I could just talk about the product, I'm good.
I think there's two things that roll into that too, and that's confidence and mental health, right? If you don't have the confidence, you're not going to know what to say about yourself. If you don't believe in yourself, you're not going to pitch yourself. You're not going to sell yourself, right? Because you don't even believe it. And the second thing is mental health. If you're in this bad, dark place, you're not going to have anything positive to say, right? You're just going to think of random facts to say. But if you're feeling good, your days are good, you're dressed, you're ready, who knows what you're going to say? Something good, something happy, something positive, something that might, resonate with someone else. So definitely confidence and mental health, I think, are two things that we don't realize play into our daily stuff, including introductions and pitches.
Yeah,
that's
that
true.
is
But I
very
think people
true.
who are going through stuff, they tend to talk a lot more. To me, like not the like
Nishita.
introverted people.
I know, Nishita. I'm like,
Really, they do. They tell their problems more. You know, like they introduce themselves as what's happening.
Mm-hmm.
I'm so and so, and this is the things I want to get off my chest. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, I think that Grace is so right, but some people are more closed off, but they're not going to be there with you. They're going to be at their house. They're going to show up at the group to introduce themselves. You know, but a lot of people who are going through things, you know, sometimes you have to have an emotional intelligence because they might be telling you something and you're like, wow, this is really personal, but they really are seeking out the group because they need to talk. They need to release that out and have other people say, hey, we're a group of people who support you. It's the people who never show up to stuff. Those are the people you really have to like, are they okay? Or are they just introvert? Do you know what I mean? Yeah. But you're right about that confidence part. Now, people who don't have a lot of confidence will not. Yeah. It's really hard to get them to come out that shell. Me, I'm just minding my own business. It's not a lack of confidence. It's just, I have business and you have business. And right now we're having a conversation that's not about my business. And that's how I feel. Yeah. But I agree with Grace. I agree with Grace so much.
Yeah. And that's the thing too. Most of the time when I meet people, I'm just there to have conversation with them. I'm not thinking business. I'm thinking I'm just here to get to know you, have a little bit of fun. Yeah. And as you said about the mental health, you guys, conversation starters now have been in a weird space. We're just trying to figure things out since my stroke. And I wouldn't talk to anyone. We've lived here since June. And I just started talking to people. I would literally walk out my door and was like, that was it. And my husband's like, that's weird. Yeah. Because I am chatty Kathy. All right. Yeah. Like, hey, what you doing over there? Hey, what? You want to go walk? All right, cool. You want to go shop for some shoes? I'm always looking for someone to go shoe shopping with me. And I had to come out of that space. And it was, as Nishita said, just sharing. I started sharing my story, and it has slowly, there's been a release, just like, hey. So now when we go to events, we actually have, the supply ball coming up this month. And guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to go buy some shoes.
Do you buy like a couple of pair and just stash a pair in your purse and then like change throughout the event?
Yes, I buy like 2 pair of shoes and I go dress shopping about 3 hours before the ball.
So you buy the shoes first?
No, I buy the shoes the same day. I do everything. Yeah. Don't ask. I've been doing this for 20 years.
You and your buddy, y'all the same. I'm like, what are you doing? It's 4 hours before I'm gonna head on over to so and so. Like, well, I got a whole face to put on. I got clothes to put on. This stuff just don't look right on its own. What you mean? Like you want to go to the mall? Like that's how I feel. You want to go where? 3 hours before. Oh my God, you would stress me out. I'd be mad. Yeah. Like, I'd be at the mall like, yes, the dress looks nice. Let's go.
and then I'm in the mall having a whole conversation with the people in the store. Oh, hey, yeah, I'm getting ready for the ball. Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
it's tonight. Can we try this dress? Oh, can you tell me what you think? Do you like? I really don't care what they think, but it
Ask
leads into a whole conversation. So, I kind of look at those as introductions, right?
You don't
And
have
that's why
time.
when I said in the description that you're having these introductions even at the grocery store,
Mhm.
you're having little casual conversations. And Grace, I actually practice my introductions with complete strangers in the grocery store, in the bread aisle. I sure do.
Hmm.
Nishita,
Nishida's face.
Rashida would be running away from you in the grocery store. She'd be like, why
I
are you telling
wouldn't.
me
I'd be
about you?
standing there listening to her. I would just be standing there like, wow, really? I'd be asking her questions too. Like, just let everybody know if you want.
As long as you don't
I'm
ask
gonna ask
Nishida
you
any questions back.
No, you can ask me questions back, but I'm not gonna just volunteer. Like, I'm coming. Hey, you ask me some questions, you're gonna get some honest answers. I'm gonna tell you that. You're gonna get some. We might get some stuff you didn't even want to hear. Like, wait a minute, but what you said, you asked. It's your fault. This is your fault.
Hey, just saying. The bread. Oh, excuse me. Oh, what kind of bread is that? Oh, really? Do you know what that leads to? Man, that leads to some good conversations. Because then they start telling you what they're making with that bread, what kind of sandwich. Oh, I've never heard of that. Oh, well, where are you from? Ah, bam. You're muted, Nishida.
We can't hear anything she's saying. Like, she's telling us her whole elevator pitch and we can't hear it. No.
So,
Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Seb. I'll cut you off.
girl, we didn't hear you.
It's a talk show. I was talking.
Yeah, but we couldn't hear you.
Oh, sorry.
You were telling us something good.
I feel like that was done on purpose.
I feel like so too.
She's like, So all in out with introductions, I think it's important to say who you are and, the essential points that you want folks to know about you. And depending on the environment that you're in, because it can vary.
Yep.
From place to place.
Karen in the comments said that an introduction of yourself breaks the ice. True. It gives the other individual information about you and how you present yourself. Also, lets that person know whether you're serious or funny type of person. I feel like sometimes people fake that though. Do y'all feel like that? Like sometimes the introduction is a little fake. It's kind of like when you're dating. They're kind of fake. Everybody's kind of faking. Then you move in and you're like, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? Do y'all feel like that? Or
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, and depending on your environment, I'm going to be a little more serious in certain places than I am in others, right? I mean, I'm still going to throw in there about them heels. No, just kidding. I'm just joking.
And sometimes it's just the vibe that you're feeling like these people can't take a joke, so I'm just going to be a little serious.
Yeah. And I usually always crack a joke, and that's more for me. That's to make me comfortable. Not really for you. It helps calm my nerves. So I, crack a little joke, we good. Let's keep it moving. Even if you don't laugh at it, I'm laughing at it. I thought it was funny.
you be in the bread aisle laughing alone.
All right, y'all ready for my introduction? I've been thinking about it while y'all are talking.
Oh, okay.
No, we don't want to hear it now.
Oh,
Grace.
fine.
We don't want-
Oh my goodness. All right, y'all. And Nishida's like, You're next though. If I do it, you got to do it, Nishida. She said no. All right, y'all. I'm Grace Romo. I'm 26. I spend a lot of time working and participating in community outreach, and I'm currently learning how to dress myself for my mental health and for my self-care.
Love it.
That's it.
Love it. When you first said learning to dress yourself, I was thinking like, wait, you didn't know how to dress yourself? But then
I elaborated.
I was like,
But then that's if you had just met her, you'd be like, what do you mean? Like because we know, like, from you've told us before, like, about doing it for your mental health, but like, oh, that's really interesting. Like, tell me more about that. Then you could
yeah.
It opens up that little bit. It's like a cliffhanger.
Yeah, that's what. Yeah.
Did y'all freeze? Y'all froze. Yeah. And then, are y'all frozen again? Are y'all back?
No, we're here.
Okay. But yeah, then that opens up an entire dialogue. And that's what introductions, for me anyway, especially one-on-one introductions, even in a group setting. Okay, what about you? What did you say that draws me to you? Now we have a dialogue that we can start.
Right.
Something interesting about the individual. Yeah. Are you going to go, Nishita?
Is Anna going to introduce herself?
I did, I thought.
You did already?
You did.
I didn't hear it. Everybody did, except for me?
Except for you.
See, I was in my own world, like nobody introduced themselves for real. Okay, so I would probably say, I'm Nishita, and I'm from Detroit, because people always want to know where you're from. I'm from Detroit, and let's see, I'm from Detroit. I lived there like when I was in high school, but I moved there from California.
Ooh, where in California?
Well, we initially lived in Los Angeles, and then we moved to Pomona, and then we moved to Detroit. And then I would say that I like art, and I like music, and I like fashion, and I'm an artist. That's
What kind of art do you do?
I just draw. I could do all kinds of art. Like I like all kinds of art. So I usually
Don't say you just draw.
I didn't. I said I just dabble in everything.
No, you said I just draw. Take that just out of it. Edit just out of that intro.
I won't, but I'll listen to you and say, okay. Because how am I supposed? I'm not monitoring myself. Like, did I just say just? That's for later. That's for afterward when I walk off. Like, did I sound dumb? What did I say? You know, that's not for end of conversation. I can't hear myself like that. Simple thing. Like you want me to practice?
Yes. This turned out to be a really fun discussion. Went totally different direction than I had envisioned in my mind up here, but that's okay. That's what we do, right? We bring the conversation. We don't know what we're going to talk. We know what we're going to talk about, but we don't know what the other person is going to say, and we just let it flow. Let the conversation flow. That's having the conversation, real conversation about all aspects of life, yo. That's what we do here at Milspouse Con. Ooh, that was. That was horrible. That's what we do here.
You have to go me.
Conversations. Look, I can't sing anyway, but that was really bad.
You have to say.
All right. Thank you guys for tuning in. Come back. We will be here March 3rd is our next episode. Every first and third Thursday, we are right here. If you have a topic you would like us to talk about, let us know because we'll talk about it. Hey, doesn't matter if we know anything about it or not. We'll talk about it. And we also have social hours 3 times a month. Ooh, when are they? The first Monday of the month, the third Saturday of the month. We have one coming up this Saturday at 6 a.m. Pacific time. You still have time to grab your seat. So go over to millspouseconversations.com, click on tickets, grab your ticket. I'll be there. What other conversations are? Grace will be there. Look, can't guarantee you that I'm gonna be awake. I might be like this. but we'll be there ready to go. And then we will also have a social hour on the 24th of this month as well, which is next Thursday at 8 p.m. All right. I have not released those seats yet. They will be ready on tomorrow. But follow us on social and you will get all the 411 on what's going on. All right. Any final words, ladies? Nothing? All right. Practice your introductions, but remember, your introduction is about you. All right. About you. Have a good night.